Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kush Den. We're getting y'all with a little live stream. We just having some general talk today. I'm in here in the Kush Den with the Mr. Shaq Kush himself, and we just talking. We just talking pretty much sports, everything that's going on. We got the NBA finals coming up. I mean, not finals, the playoffs starting. Last I saw a few minutes ago was a close game. I want to say with the Pacers and the Cavs. I didn't catch it. 20 seconds left. It was like a 1-point game. So I have to get updated on that. I really wouldn't. I don't care about the fucking Eastern Conference. But Mr. Shaq Kush, you want to holler at anybody, before we get deep off into the convo?
Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy.
Yes. Definitely. We definitely
shout out to Bart Simpson that ain't here with us.
Bart Simpson always.
In train.
Bart Simpson always doing his thing. So today I'm gonna start off, with the hot topic right now for me, and that's we're getting into the postseason, so everybody's not welcome in the postseason. To me, the conversation is the MVP race, and I don't understand how people are legitimately considering Russell Westbrook MVP. It's simply a case of stat stuffing to me, and for some reason people think that shit is kosher. Like I say, it doesn't mean shit if you're not getting the wins, because to me it's fucking stupid that the guy that you're in contention for the MVP race has a higher seed than you, also had a record number of triple doubles. I mean, what Westbrook did this season was outrageous, but had that not been the case, what James Harden was doing right now would be considered the most outrageous thing in recent history. But Westbrook did that, and there's nothing wrong with being outrageous, but outrageous doesn't translate into fucking victories. So my thing is that I would think that the winner, the person who's getting the wins, is the motherfucker who should get the MVP. That's like it. I don't understand, because we live in this generation of everything right here, right now. So numbers and all that shit that's really irrelevant seems to mean a lot of shit to people, but it's really a bunch of bullshit. So, man, how do you feel about the conversation? What are your opinions? I mean, who do you think is, more deserving? Like I say, I'm a Houston Homer fan all the way. So of course I'm gonna rock with Mr. Harden. But what is your opinion on the matter?
Like I say, it's like this. The award says most valuable player. So most valuable player as a team, you would have to give it to Harden because they got the wins. They're a higher seed. Now, if you say most valuable individual, then you'd have to give it to Russell Westbrook.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
we're talking about as a player. I mean, when you say player, you're saying a team sport.
Yeah.
So if you're playing a team sport, if your team's not winning, who cares how good you are?
That's what I'm saying. And then, everybody's talking about, well, he broke the triple-double record, so, it's amazing. But guess what? The original holder of that record, Mr. Robinson, he didn't win MVP whenever he fucking, whenever he fucking was when he had the fucking triple-double record. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. But my thing is, people, like I say, we're in a flash in the pan society where, the stuff that's happening right now is just it's the greatest thing ever, and as I say, man, to me it's just I'm not knocking. I think it's great what he's doing. I think it's fucking awesome, but at the same time, I say what you got is somebody who's doing something maybe not statistically as great. Oh shit. But what he's doing it with his team, it's much better. I mean, it's a much better performance because it's getting the win, the W. That's what counts. The W is what's important. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like the year the Patriots went like 18, 19-1. I mean, they played a hell of a season. They broke all type of records, but they didn't get the W. So
exactly. So it doesn't matter. My thing with Westbrook though is, like I said, I used to not like him, but I think he's an outstanding player. I just used to not like him. I used to always think KD was the guy on that squad. But then I realized that KD was real. He's not a man's man. He's a real broad. Because me,
Nah.
there's no way I could see running to the team that knocked you out the playoff. When you were basically a game or so away from, beating them, the defending world champion, then you go jump on their team. So to me, even if Durant wins and won, that's an asterisk on his legacy. Since everybody wants to give asterisks to everything, everybody wants to give one to LeBron because he went to Miami. But here's the thing about LeBron in Miami is that when he was in Cleveland, that dude was there for 6 or 7 years and got no help. They brought him nobody. There was no veteran leadership. There was none of that. And so what I'm saying is that dude came into the league at 18 basically being the man and having to take control of everything. Now, they got him and Kawhi Leonard also in the MVP conversation, but I'm going to tell you why I take Kawhi out and I take LeBron out. LeBron, he's perennially in the conversation. Of course, every year LeBron's in the conversation. That's just an automatic. But the difference with James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and the other people that you mentioned is Russell Westbrook and James Harden are the solo superstars on their teams. LeBron has a fellow star in Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love. You got some other household names out there that are not bad. But what you got with Russell Westbrook, you got Taj Gibson, you got a couple others when they got a couple of trades. I'm not sure I think they Oladipo and somebody. I'm not sure. I got to see all they got. Like I say, I'm a homer, so I'm really only focused on what's going on in Houston. But here's another thing why I say I don't see how you even consider him in the MVP conversation, because James Harden beat him 3 times this year. 3 times this year. How? So how do the dude that you're going against in the MVP conversation beat you 3 fucking times this year? But people only remember the latest and greatest. I also won't give Kawhi credit because people weren't talking about Kawhi in the MVP race early on this year. It's been consistently James Harden, Russell Westbrook. LeBron has been there. But it was a point in time when people were saying Russell Westbrook was out of the conversation. At no point in time this year have you ever heard anyone say that about James Harden, because he's been considered. It was a point where folks were saying, well, is Russell Westbrook still in the conversation? And then all of a sudden he gets a couple more triple doubles, and now, oh yeah, he's the four. How? It's the same shit he's been doing all year. It's cool. It's amazing. Great. He dropped a couple of 50-point triple doubles. James did the same thing. But with a lot of Westbrook shit is, if you watch, you can see a lot of fucking stat sheet stuff, and you can see a lot of stat chasing going on. You know what I'm saying? Even if, the game is in hand or if it's out of hand or whatever it may be, it's utterly ridiculous that, just to do that much. You know what I mean? To me, he's like I say, he's a great athlete. Not a great shooter. He takes way more shots than Harden. You know what I mean? Just a lot more to do a little bit. He does a whole lot more effort to do just a little bit more. Because in the end, when you look at it, all it is 2 fucking rebounds. It's 2 fucking rebounds is the difference between him and James Harden, triple double record or not. James is averaging I think 8.1 or 7.9, something like that. But basically, 2 rebounds out of 10 of 10. So with that being that, I don't see the big deal. Like I say, it's good. It sounds really good to say the words triple double. People like saying that. I blame Ice Cube for that shit. But I'm just saying, that's what it is. Like, people don't think. That's just my opinion. Like I say, motherfuckers just slam Dunkerton, but
So you're saying that the only reason that they like triple double because Ice Cube did it?
Yes. Only reason people like triple doubles is because of Ice Cube, because he fucked around and had a triple double. Now Russell Westbrook,
triple doubles.
Yeah, Westbrook been fucking around doing that shit all season though. Nigga jacked it, bitch. But So I mean, but to me, like I say, people just like hearing shit like that. Like I say, it's all about buzzwords and terms like that for people. Like I say, it's not about the actual, effort and what the real outcome is. So like I say, it's just bitch. But so like I say, to me, it's just a bunch of tomfoolery. People are crazy, dog. People just are get the ball, Jakob. But people are crazy, man. Like people just, I don't know. I think it's a lot of media hype. I blame ESPN for a lot of it too, because other than that, it's kind of a slow sports cycle. Ain't nothing going on when the NBA.
They do be coming out with all types of shit.
That's my shit.
He's the only person to average a triple-double on a Tuesday at 6 p.m.
I'm telling you, like
all types of records nowadays.
They come with bullshit. Like I be wondering if like the people who work for ESPN, do they get bonuses for coming up with bullshit records? Like, do they give you like you got to get something? Because I mean, it just sometimes I see some stuff. I'm like, what? What kind of stat is that? Like, is it really relevant? Is it important? But motherfuckers just be making shit up like shit. He's the first guy to throw 3 left-handed passes in the beginning of a game since 2 years ago. And that's what be killing me too, is them. He's the first guy since 2009 to do this. And I'd be like, what? That was 2 years. It'd be like, well, not now, but it'll be some stupid shit like a record that was just a couple of years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years, but it seems like it's so long ago because it's since such and such. But that tells you that though that we live in a what have you done for me lately type society, because you say he's the first one to do something in 5 or 6 years, people think it's it's been ages. Oh, it's amazing. That shit's not special, though. I mean, I'm not saying what Russell is doing ain't special. It definitely is, but MVP, no. Because, like I say, you got to look at every factor and everything else that's going on. This bullshit wasn't goaltending. You got to look at every other factor that's going on, around the league. And shit! And one of those is that James Harden is doing a damn good job, putting up amazing numbers himself, and getting the wins. You know what I'm saying? Like getting victories with the numbers. All over the court, boom shakalaka. But that's another thing. So like I say, it's a bunch of craziness that goes on with it. Also part of it, like I say, Houston doesn't get a lot of respect as a sports market. Period. So what you have is you had a guy like superstar like KD. So Oklahoma got a lot of shine because of that. Even though Oklahoma is a way smaller market than Houston, you had better superstars. So as far as sports wise, people were paying more attention. So you got a guy still up there doing that. He was part of that dynamic duo. Then people definitely gonna want to know what's up with him. Come on, that's whole shit. You want to know what's up with him, So like I said, that's just how I feel really about the whole MVP conversation. I just think it's crazy. Because like I say, the same standards. Damn it, that's 2 quarters in a row. I was ending the fucking quarter on a throwed ass dunk and the fucking time goes out. So yeah, that's what I'm just saying, man. Like to me, and like I said, it could be the homer in me, and like I say, I don't think so. I just think victories equate to something, because I was even saying that I think with a 3rd seed, that's still a sketchy position to be considered an MVP in. I think you got to be, 1st or 2nd place really to be in that conversation. You know what I mean? But then also I look at it like this too, is that in the long term, James Harden's game will sustain. Russell Westbrook's game will not sustain in the long term, because that athleticism eventually will fade. You're going to take some injuries. You're going to start wearing down. You're going to have some problems. James's game is not really based on being super athletic. You know what I'm saying? He can finesse. He plays basketball like one of them old men at the fucking park. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker can't. He probably back when he was young, he could fucking, dunk on your ass, cross you over, and do all that other shit. But then they got to start relying on just kind of little crafty moves to to get you. But that should be working.
Iceman.
Iceman, yeah, you remember Iceman? Iceman was cold, but shit like that. So, hell no, I block it. But you know what I mean? That's just me. Now we got that going on. So we got a couple of good matchups though. While we talking basketball, we got some good matchups in the playoffs. We got. Who all we got? I know we said with the Pacers and the Cavs. I need to see what happened with that game. I'll check that out in a little while. And like I said, the one we've been mainly talking about, which I said yet again, it just doesn't make sense to me, is like how you consider the guy you're going against who has the higher seed. You're playing him in the first round of the fucking playoffs, and it's like it just doesn't make sense to me. None of it makes any fucking sense. But anyway. So you got the Rockets in Oklahoma. I'm actually like confident in that series. I'm not really worried about it. Like I said, that's going to be the end of the whole Russell Westbrook shenanigans because, like I say, his game is good for stuffing the stats, but it's not translating into victory. So it's not gonna get him, deep in the playoffs. Because even if you do get past the Rockets, like I say, having that solo superstar is going to make it a little bit tougher. Damn. But like I say, it'll be a good matchup. But like I say, I'm not concerned with that. I see the Rockets taking that one in about 5 games. Shit. Oh, who you said we got Portland and Golden State?
I think so.
I think it's Portland and Golden State. I'm gonna have to look. Give me a second here to see who else we got. There should be some interesting matchups. Oh, I'm just kind of definitely distracted right now. Oh, that should have been a 3. But hell no, this nigga hit that hole from half court on my bitch ass. Get the fuck out of here. It's looking ugly. Taking off like a rocket, Olajuwon Hakeem. Anyway, so yeah, like I say, let me get a little pause break here. Let me figure out what we got going as far as the who we got in the games today. Oh, actually, if I can't get to that right now, we'll come back to it. One thing that we can definitely talk about that we definitely know is we have a draft coming up, and the Texans definitely have some major needs, and we're talking about more than just quarterback. We definitely got to figure. Oh my God, they are hulling me. We definitely got to figure out.
That's my teammate.
So what's going on? We're gonna definitely need a safety, some O-line help.
We need a linebacker.
And yeah, we're definitely gonna need some outside. 'Cause we lost John Simon. We lost Bouye, which was huge because I've been on Bouye for a minute. We extended Clowney. Well, we took the 5th-year option, so it wasn't really an extension. We just took that 5th-year option. But as far as that, there really haven't been any major moves in. There hadn't been any major moves in free agency other than the dismissal of Mr. Osweiler. Oh, come on, which I know you were a huge fan of.
That's my quarterback. That's my teammate.
There we go. But that guy was horrible. He was god awful. But yeah, like I say, so I know a lot of people are talking about Mahomes. Like I say, he was Trubisky, but a lot of people saying Trubisky will be out of reach. I don't know. Like I say, you got the issue with.
I don't think we get a quarterback. Right. I think we need to focus on offense and offensive line and linebackers and secondary. We're not going to get a quarterback in the draft. It's not going to happen.
You don't see it happen. You don't see a young.
We're going to get one of these old quarterbacks that had a whole bunch of injuries, but they were very decent, like a Carson Palmer type guy. Alex Smith, somebody type guy. And we're gonna have to ride with that for like 2 or 3 years until we can groom somebody else
Man.
in.
But here's the
Tom
thing.
Savage is Tom Savage. He's not the guy.
I'm telling you this though, there is no 2 or 3 years with this organization, and 2 or 3 years, it's finna be a clusterfuck. I lost, but anyway, 2 or 3 years from now,
Like I'm talking about Dilfer, a Joe Flacco. We need to get one of those type of guys.
But the thing about Joe Flacco is people consider Joe Flacco, top tier talent. People consider Joe Flacco, elite, if you will, because he won a Super Bowl. And me personally, of course, I'm not definitely not a fan. But like I say, you have people who are of that opinion. So, I mean, I don't know how you would go about that. I mean, and where are you going to find that? I mean, that's the thing too, because there's no guys like that on the market. There are no. I mean, that's your Kaepernick, that's your Cutler, and like I say, we're talking about these guys, and they've been there for a while. Obviously, the Texans have something else in mind because they haven't made a move on them. So maybe they are.
Ever make no moves early?
But here's
the thing: they don't ever do nothing. They don't ever shock the world.
Man, last year they made some splashes though. Well, prior to knowing what we thought Brock Osweiler was a splash, they made some moves. They went out and got Lamar Miller and LeBrock, and they did a couple of things last year. But this year, it's kind of been on par because usually most years they're relatively quiet. They don't do a whole lot. They really don't. So I'm just thinking, if you are on the cusp of something and you want to reach that level, you got to make some moves because I'm not saying you want to. Of course, you don't want to uproot the whole team and try to start something completely new, but you got to do something, man, because you've taken some losses, you've taken some L's and some key pieces. Bouye was a key piece. Like, if it wasn't for AJ Bouye, Kevin Johnson going down would have been a big loss. It'd been a huge loss. Now him coming back, cool, that's a plus. But like I say, you still got J-Jo and Kareem who are getting up there. I don't know what you continue to do about that, but you had a chance to have one of the best secondaries in the league to having a good secondary, but I wouldn't put it up there, in top tier. I've heard, the Seahawks are dangling Sherman out there. I don't see that happening with the Texans and that's the same reason. I just don't see the Texans aren't going to take anybody with some personality.
Old people in positions except for quarterback. We don't need no more hand-me-downs. We don't need no more Vince Wilforks. We don't need no more Ed Reed. None of those positions.
No more old leftovers from other teams. Yeah, the Ed Reed. Ed Reed was the worst move. Like, it was one of the worst moves in Texas. Ed Reed was like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, now that you mention it, why is Rick Smith not fired? How does he have the chance to make these Brock Osweiler moves? Because he shouldn't have ever had these opportunities. Because he should have been fired a long time ago. A long time ago. And this dude still has a job. Like that I don't understand. That I definitely don't get. Blows my mind. How this guy is currently employed. Man, that is wild.
Didn't we have Edwin James at one point too?
What happened?
Edwin James from the Colts. Didn't we have him at running back at one point in time?
Edwin James? I don't think so. I know we had Amon. We've had a bunch of little old trash fall in there. Who was it? We had Sharper back in the day. We done had some old motherfuckers fall through for a little bit and bounce, but man, it's just.
I think those ones are retired H-Town, Doc. They know this is the city to live in.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely want to retire in H-Town. H-Town is like, honestly, it's probably the biggest, best kept secret in sports, dog. Because like motherfuckers come down here, they love the fucking city. because I guess, because, you know, it's different down here. Motherfuckers in Houston don't really they don't be on that starstruck shit like other places.
Yeah.
You know, you more likely to be a celebrity and get robbed or fucking ignored or insulted or shot or some shit out here than motherfucker be starstruck about your ass. Nigga being so get the fuck out of my way type shit. Who the fuck is you? You know, niggas down here.
I bet you don't even exist in H-Town.
What's that?
TMZ?
Man,
Do we even have paparazzi in H-Town?
Man, I mean, one, we don't have enough celebrity around here. We got local celebrity, but you know, we're not, like I say, we're not considered a national market, even though it's a lot of talent from Houston everywhere, especially sports wise. You got a lot of your collegiate talent. You damn near got somebody from Houston on every team in the nation. You know, like I say, it's just, this is a hotbed of talent. But the thing is just that if we could keep that talent at home, oh my God, like if Tom Herman would have stayed here after last year or whatever, I knew that was going to bounce. That's why they didn't want U of H in the Big 12, because if U of H would have made the Big 12, you might as well call it the end of Texas and all that other shit, because you competing in the same, you can stay in a city where there's actually shit to do, and then you get to compete with the big boys. Shit, you wouldn't. Why would you go to Austin? Why would you go to these places? Like, especially when you're fielding the talent that you already had. H-Town would have been a dynasty, and those schools knew that shit. So that's why they pulled that whole shit with the Big 12 and did what they did to not let U of H in. And by not letting U of H in, you got an ambitious guy like Tom Herman. He's trying to play with the big boys. You don't want to keep playing and not, you know, be recognized for what he's doing. So they backdoor and make a deal with him, and he goes to Texas. Like, to me, that's that type of whole shit. Like, Houston is like the butt end of deals and shit. You know what I'm saying? We get the bad side of shit.
Old people.
Yeah, old retirees and shit. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying, man, is that whole deal is like we gotta see what with the Texans. I don't know. I really think that the change. I'm gonna change that setting. I think the real change needs to come at is just the GM, because that's the part of the losing culture. That's the only thing in this losing, I want to say losing, mediocre culture of football that the Texans have had. That's the only thing that remains the same, other than the owner, and you're not just gonna get rid of the owner. You know, is the same fucking raggedy ass GM. And hell no, I had the fucking dunk power on. I just fucking go snatch the ball. But anyway, yeah, jump that nigga. Get the ball. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's the only consistent. That's the only common denominator is fucking Rick Smith, man. And you know how I feel about him, man. We have had this conversation many times. Definitely not a fan. You know, like I say, to me, he's a below average GM. The Brock Osweiler move, which I was at first very excited about, and I gave him credit for. You know, I definitely take the credit back, because like I say, it wasn't him making a move. It was just he happened to be opportunistic and be in a position where he could utilize that. And that's really all.
I like the Brock Osweiler move. I just didn't like how much money they gave him.
No, I'm talking about getting rid of him, but then picking him up too. Oh. Yeah, the picking him up too. Shit, like that was too much money to have never met the dude. Like, because you got connections and you got, you know, you come from a Denver background or whatever. You know, that's where you got your start. Like, that kills me. Like, because him and Kubiak was a bunch of fucking Denver fanboys and shit. You know, Denver, I mean, fucking Kubiak leaves and goes and does everything in Denver that he wouldn't do here, that he should have did here and could have won when he had all the fucking talent in the world to do so. But instead, he wanted to stick with fucking shitty Schaub and play that bullshit ass football that he liked to play. But anyway.
Should have drafted Derek Carr.
Well, you know, we can't do nothing.
I don't understand it. Like, that's the second person we had that wanted to come ball out in H-Town.
But, like I say,
they said it in interviews.
But, you know,
Vince Young said he wanted to come to the city and ball.
But like I say, you know, here's the thing. Hold up. Jakob at the buzzer. I'm still losing. Anyway, yeah, Vince, you know, it was what it was. My thing was, yeah, definitely the Derek Carr thing. But, you know, you had a lot of one, like I said, you got them ignorant Texan fans who are about, oh well, he's gonna be just like David Carr and blah 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 blah. David Carr wasn't just bad; he just shit. You had you had no protection. So that was it. That was the end of the game for him. Like shit, he fucking a deer in headlights. But he got a ring. My thing is fucking the dude. I have a thing about when you pass the talent down through generations. Now it's not coming from his father or anything, but you have an older brother, not saying just by a year or something, one who's old enough to teach you. You have time. You were raised here. When he was a pro, you were young. So you got time to learn the game. You have an advantage over the average athlete because you have pro blood in your family. So they can teach you the little nuances of the game, of the pro game, that the average man is not going to know. The high schooler has to learn the nuances of the college game when he gets there. The college guy has to learn the nuances of the pro game when he gets there. But you can only learn that by getting to that level. So what's his name can teach him those things, and it gives him an advantage. So he would be a better quarterback than what his brother is because he can develop, off of that. My thing with, like I say, with the who was it? Like basketball players too who have sons and things that go to the league, and usually not star athletes, because star athletes usually their kids are not good because when you're a star athlete or you're just so talented, it's hard to teach talent. You can't teach talent. So when you were just able to do certain things that you just were never taught, you can't coach somebody how to do that. So it's hard for talented people to be successful coaches. So it's why you don't see really talented players having sons who grow up to be really talented ball players. Like neither one of Jordan kids were shit. You know what I'm saying? But you have guys who were role players like what was his name, Curry's dad or whatever. He wasn't just no boss. He was all right guy, but it allowed him to get Curry to the next level. That's why I don't like when people sit here and just make like a big deal about Steph Curry. I'm not real big. I'm like, your dad was in the NBA. So I don't care if you came from a small school or not. You know things about the game that the nigga who just grew up in the hood learning how to ball never got to learn. You know what I'm saying? He just had to hoop. So I don't feel bad for you. Oh, he went to a small school and he was no, he wasn't fucking underestimated. None of that shit. You're like, shit, you had advantages that, other motherfuckers didn't have. Like those are the way I see things. You know what I'm saying? People want to look at numbers and other things. I look at the backstory of a lot of shit, and because that has a big effect on things. Every time I'm at the end of the fucking quarter, I'm fucking dunking and the fucking shit goes out. But so that's why I say, like, to me, like, I'm not real hype on Clay Curry. I mean Steph Curry, because shit, his fucking dad was in the fucking league. Your brother got to the league, like. And not saying he's a star or nothing. So I mean, it's just that the bloodline is good enough to get there. So what you do, so the talent is there. So what you do as far as with hard work to go to the next level, that's on you. So like, I don't feel bad for anybody who was, like I say, was born into a situation like that. You should succeed. You were bred to succeed. You were bred to be better than the average person. But like I say, that's just how it is. Who else? I forgot what we were talking about. Something I got off on a whole other thing talking about Steph Curry and shit, because we were really talking about football and talent and things like that. Like what's his name right now? Christian McCaffrey, the guy coming up out of Stanford. Look at his bloodline. Look at his background. That shows you that, man. The athletes, if you have, some kind of talent in your family, you're going to be given the gifts. Or even it's the knowledge, because knowledge can exceed talent if you know what it is that you need to be able to beat that talent. So yeah, we were talking about David Carr and how him being able to pass that down to Derek Carr. That was the original conversation, and so we went out and didn't do that, and so that came back to bite us. That definitely came back to bite us. But I mean, you kind of gotta look at it. B.O.B. He likes tall quarterbacks. That's his thing. So Derek Carr wasn't in his radar. What's his name probably wasn't pitching for it because he feels like the city of Houston wouldn't be behind the pick. What's his name? Rick Smith. So, I mean, I don't know, man.
One of the things, when you want somebody that wants to come to your city and ball out, you got to put them there.
Man, I don't know because shit, Manziel probably wanted to come here and ball out. Do you make that move?
Manziel wanted to be a Cowboy.
No, damn, that motherfucker want to come out here. He would be at Houston too. Shit, he'd be anywhere in Texas that he can stay partying.
But Derek Carr went before Manziel, so it wouldn't matter anyway. We would have got Derek. I mean, it would have been perfect. We got Javion in the first, and then Derek in the second. We'd have a squad.
But then how we gonna get Derek in the second?
Squad right now.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, that would be nice. But hey, but at the same time, we could have made the move on Bridgewater. And I'm just saying that could have been a move to make. You know, it would have been a better than what we had.
Bridgewater went, and then we could have just easily got there with us sitting there waiting. He's like, hey, I was for sure. When I saw Bridgewater go to the Vikings, I was for sure we was getting Derek Carr. I was so crunk about it. I'm like, yes, that's what we need. We got a squad. We were playing Madden. I'll tell everybody, man, I told y'all. In the second round, the Texans pick a Su'a-Filo. Like, what?
Oh, Su'a-Filo? Oh, that dude, man, he was a second rounder? I thought we got Su'a-Filo in the third. I guess not.
No, that's who we got instead of getting Derek Carr.
Yeah, that motherfucker ain't panning out to be shit. He's just now getting all right.
Yeah, he's just now doing a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not even a Pro Bowl. I guarantee Derek Carr would. Man, Derek Carr going out there and hear that doo-doo, man. Please.
You got to clarify what doo-doo is for the listeners because some people may not be familiar because you say Derek Carr go out there and he got this.
Derek Carr and DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, because you go out there and say Derek Carr got a doo-doo, man, and you're getting excited about that. That sounds a little
Yeah, my bad. You know, H-time, you know how we talk. But yeah, Derek Carr passes the ball to DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, that'd have been a sight to see. It'd have been way better than anything Crabtree would have done, dog. Crabtree's garbage. Like, that's what kills me. Like, I don't know where people thinking he's good. He's had like one decent year. That dude is trash. He was the shit.
They got Amari Cooper over there too, though.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't say nothing about that. You heard? That's why I didn't say anything. But Crabtree, yeah, that motherfucker sucks. Nah, but
that's who they got that year, right? They picked up Amari Cooper in the first round, and they picked up Derek Carr in the second, right?
Yeah, I think so, something like that. Like I say, you know,
smart, nice picks. All they need is a solid running back, which they went out and got now.
Yeah, if they pick up with Lynch. If Lynch goes and fucks with the Raiders, yeah, the thing is, if he's still, you know, if he's got 80% of what he had, he's a serviceable running back that can get you what you need.
I don't think his heart and passion is there like it used to be. I think, like, when I see Lynch going out there now, I might be wrong, so I'm sorry for the one if he does go out there. But me, I'm picturing Lynch sitting on the sideline smoking, waiting for his chance to go in. I got it.
No, man, I don't think he would go out there.
On the sideline with a George Foreman grill making a burger on defense.
Man,
I don't dude taking it serious at all no more. Like saying he got it. I don't feel taking it serious, but I think like I need a little bit more money in the bank, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this year. But I'm not about to get myself hurt, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
All that for a year.
I don't know if I go that far. That's funny though. That's real funny. I think though, because he's from LA originally, right? So I think he'll go to the house and he'll play hard for the house. You know what I'm saying? Shit, just like motherfuckers do when they, you know, from another city and they on a team and they travel and then they go play in that city that they from, they always ball out when you come home. You know what I mean? Like certain things just mean certain stuff to certain people. Like I would always remember, like, when I played, like, I'd have games on a certain day, like on my sister's birthday. Always had a great game. Don't know why I wouldn't. You know, it was thrown off. Didn't plan it. You know, but you have emotion, whatever you may be thinking. But you're thinking about the game and whatever, and just for some reason it would always be great. So there's significant things. That's why I say I look for the factors in. I look for other factors when it comes to sports things, because, you know, the talent is talent. You know, you can evaluate that easily, but I look for secondary factors that you know, that involve in things you can tell. I mean, and I promise, and I go by that type of shit, and I watch games with people, and I say, okay, watch this dude here, you're gonna ball because of this, and this, and the shit happens all the time, always happens. Like, and it's crazy. I amaze myself sometimes with some of the shit that I say, because, like, even like in a game, like, I can tell almost, you know, you give me 2 plays before, and I can damn near tell you when it's about to be an interception. Like, I can tell you within damn near 2 or 3 plays, you know, of, okay, it's going to be an interception. And it happens all the time. Like I say, you know, because it'll be like a guy will make a spectacular play and let him be, especially like in the secondary somewhere, a guy who keeps coming close, and he's going to be able to say, okay, I guarantee that next, and such he's going to do it. And I'm telling you, I can say I've said it it's happened over 20 times. Easily happened over 20 times. I promise you. I have witnesses.
Check it out. Next play, need another DJ Walls. Check it out.
I got witnesses. I can provide. I can provide testimony that will prove that I'm right, because I said it multiple occasions. People are like, man, how in the fuck did you know that? There's no fucking way you could have knew that. There's no fucking way. I'm telling you, I promise. Like, I don't really be knowing. I just be saying it, really talking shit, but it'd be a strong ass feeling, and the shit happens, dog. Like, cause I'm telling you, it's a different kind of energy. It's a different aura, because I used to feel it when I played, like I say, I ain't no pro or nothing, but I'd like to say I was pretty talented in my own right, and I'd like to see that I'm a decent talent evaluator, and I can see, you know, other motherfuckers when they just about to get that feeling, because I know when I'd get that feeling and make a good play, it might not be that outstanding play, but then I know within 2 to 3 plays after that, you know, whatever happens, and bam, bam, and then bam, I make that outstanding fucking play. And I see it happen all the time. It's momentum. Momentum is a big thing, dog. It's crazy, but it's something we take for granted, but definitely something that we should pay more attention to. Anyway, all right. So here, let me see something here. Where we at here? I need this. So, okay, so like I say, we're supposed to check. Give me a second here, and let me step away from the scene for just 1 second. And if you want to entertain the people for 2 minutes for me, Mr. Shaq Kush, I'm going to check something out here so I can get this information updated as far as who we got playing today, and we can speak on that. Give me just a moment here.
Yeah. Marijuana. Great. Wait a minute. Kush is great. At the Kush Den. At the local bar. Definitely, I would like to take the time to say that it's all about that boy, Brock. Brock is going to do something in Cleveland. You heard it here first. I don't care what anybody says. We did not take enough time to groom him.
On that note, I'm coming back because Mr. Shaq Kush is in here. He's talking crazy, people. He's talking crazy. I had to hurry back. I had to get back and retake over the broadcast. I was out of the area. I heard some craziness. I ran as fast as I could because I almost could have swore I heard him saying something about Brock Osweiler taking over and being the man. I didn't want your people's ears to be tainted with such blasphemy. Okay? Brock Osweiler's going to be on the bench next year. On the bench at his house. Okay? Brock Osweiler doesn't even start in his own relationship. All right? He's dumpster juice.
I don't know about that.
He's dumpster juice, all right? It's over. His career is over. There's no coming back for Brock. Brock would have to have, like, I'm not even going to go there because it's just not going to happen, dog. It won't happen. Brock just needs to go back to college and play a little college ball and see if they'll let him back in and call it a wrap, dog. Because
y'all are crazy.
The dude Brock is. I don't know.
Sooner or later, y'all had to realize that it was all about B.O.B. He's not a good coach.
Man,
He's not a good.
You can't blame B.O.B. for the things that Brock Osweiler was out there doing on the field.
B.O.B. had under his belt.
Dog, you got to get out there and make the throws. When it comes down to it, you on the field, you got to make the throws. You can only train so much. You can only prepare so much. You know, what do you do in your own right on your own time? What does he do in his own time to get better? You can't blame B.O.B. for that. Like,
man, I can blame him because Bill Belichick could win without a star quarterback.
Man, come on. You're talking about Bill Belichick, and then you're talking about one of the newest head coaches in the league. I mean, just not just new head coach, but just a pure head coaching position in the NFL. You know, you got people who are new head coaches at other places, but they've been head coaches before. You're talking about one of the newest head coaches in the league, and he's had nothing but winning seasons, and you're saying he's bad. That's crazy. Like, motherfuckers came in here and let Kubiak have a shit ton of shitty seasons, not even have a winning season, start regressing, then finally get one or two winning seasons and then bounce, and people act like Kubiak was just a great coach. B.O.B. comes in here with no quarterback. He has nobody who's, hey, this is my quarterback, this is my guy, this is who I believe in. Kubiak was all on Schaub's dick, and that's what he believed. He was like, Schaub's my guy. I wouldn't go for Peyton for him. Schaub's the man, and this is who I'm rolling with. Blase, blase, blah. Fuck Gary Kubiak, because Gary Kubiak fucked us out of the Super Bowl. Because Peyton Manning, you want to talk about old people who wanted to come to Houston? Let's talk about old players who wanted to come to Houston. Let's talk Peyton Manning.
What about Peyton Manning?
Because Peyton Manning wanted to come to Houston on your boy Kubiak's watch. And that changed the history of the franchise forever, because then his old heart attack having ass wants to leave.
Damn, that was brutal.
Go to fucking Baltimore. And he should have been like, I'd boo him in Baltimore too, because he's a lie. Kubiak's a shitty lying motherfucker, because I remember in Baltimore, I watched this. I said, if that Denver job opens up, I guarantee Kubiak goes for it if they offer it to him. But he was in Baltimore talking about, I'm not going to field any head coaching positions. I'm not going to look for any. I promise, less than a week later, dog, that fucking Denver fucking position opened up, and he was on that shit. So my thing is this. So you went over there, you were happy to fuck with Peyton over there, but you didn't want to have him here? You were cool with Schaub? And like everybody in the world saw that Schaub was trash. Like he had a couple of good years as a product of the system, and as a product of having one of who should have been the greatest receiver in NFL history. And I'm not saying this as a homer. I'm saying this as, you know, I think I'm being logical. Andre Johnson could have been the greatest receiver in NFL history. Would you agree or disagree with me on that?
I agree that Peyton Manning is okay. I don't think he would have won with us though.
So you saying so Peyton with a little doo doo wouldn't have won?
I don't think he would have won with us. I think he would have got hurt.
Yeah, shit, that's possible. Yeah, because he was coming off the neck stuff and all that other things, and so. But anyway, I'd rather have Peyton and Schaub at that time. With what we'd had the talent around us. We still had Arian. We still had Dre. We still had some talent around us that I think he could have won. All he really had to do was just get the ball up. Come on, dog. I mean, we went through a period of Matt Schaub throwing a pick six every single game for half a season. And the coach never pulled him out, never even considered it. Now that's a bad coach, because you've become so personal and so friendly with the dude. You know, you want to make a comparison. Now, Belichick and Tom Brady, I'm sure they're super friendly, but they have a reason to be. The motherfuckers win together. They win a lot of rings together. You can't be super sold on an average motherfucker who ain't never done shit in his career until you stack 8 fucking Pro Bowlers around him and he has a decent year. Like, Kubiak was a big part of this reason, a big part of the reason that this franchise is moving as slow as it did. So fuck him. But like I say, we were talking about something else before I just went on my Kubiak diatribe because I don't like the guy. But you can't compare Bill O'Brien to Bill Belichick, dog. That's outrageous because, like I say, you're talking about one of the most tenured coaches against one of the newer coaches. And Bill Belichick was a garbage coach his first time around too. You know, I look at Bill Belichick in the same sense that I look at Phil Jackson. And you know what that is. Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson. Everybody calls him the greatest coach ever. He's no Popovich.
He's not.
He'll never be Popovich.
That's the greatest coach ever.
He'll never be Popovich. Because Popovich did it with what he had, and he did it with a different cast of characters. Now, you could say he had the greatest, or if not one of the greatest power forwards to ever play the game. Now, this is true, okay? But he's still in contention without him. Even though LaMarcus came over there, we ain't gonna, doubt all that. We ain't gonna talk about it. But he's still in contention without Tim Duncan. What did Phil Jackson ever do without Kobe and without Michael Jordan?
He threw a touchdown pass to Timothy Tebow.
What kind of Kush is that Kush smoking? Here's the thing, though. All right. So what I'm saying is this: is that I look at Bill Belichick is he that good really, or is part of it, Tom Brady?
No, because even without him, even without Tom Brady, it's not like they sucked.
No. But then it's a different game, when you have that level of talent. I mean, when you're talking about football versus basketball. So you may be right on
but
on that because
Tom Brady, if it wasn't for Bill Belichick though, because he was a 7th round draft pick.
Yeah. But all he did was do what he needed to do when it was his time to do it. Because it wasn't like they said, okay, well here we're gonna pick you over Bledsoe. Or we're going to put you in, over him. It wasn't nothing like that. So all I'm saying is, I mean, I know they're both factors. They both need each other to be what they are. It's just kind of like that. But I'm just saying Bill Belichick's first go-round was with the Browns, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't that great? Wasn't that wasn't a real good deal. That's why he went back to, I think he went back to college for a little bit, then came back to the league.
What team you said though? The Browns.
But hey, if you're the greatest, you do the greatest with anybody, right? Because hey, look at LeBron. LeBron went from Cleveland, the same city.
Yeah, he's playing though.
But still, we're talking about Cleveland. We're talking about the city of Cleveland, dog. City of Cleveland has given us very few things that we can appreciate. Drew Carey and Bone Thugs and Harmony are about the only 2 things I can think of, and LeBron James. But that's actually Akron and not Cleveland.
What about Adrian Broner?
Adrian Broner's from Cleveland?
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck Cleveland.
I think so.
If he's from Cleveland, fuck Cleveland, because Adrian Broner's whack. Like, yeah, he can fight. And if it came down to it, he'd probably beat me up. But I tell him he's fucking whack as fuck to his face.
You think Broner, he can get you?
I mean, because here's the thing. Speed, I'm out of shape like a bitch. I'm not saying that he's just be so powerful to take me out. Eventually, because he's in shape, that I'd be worn down from endurance. Because I know I don't have any endurance right now. Like, I know that for a fact.
You're talking about fire boxing.
I'm talking about either one. Period. Like either one.
Fuck that. I don't care how much professional he is. If I grab that nigga, he gonna get his ass whooped.
Yeah, but I mean, well, you gotta look at. I mean, yeah, I mean, you gotta look at it like that. I'm not thinking about wrestling because I just don't be thinking about wrestling and shit like that. But you do, you know,
I can talk about wrestling shit. Just grab that little nigga where you can just hit the shit out of him.
Yeah, I do be forgetting. That's another thing too. I do be forgetting. Fighters are little as shit, dog. Like I'm talking about.
Niggas like 5'5", 5'7", 140 pounds.
Yeah,
I'm gonna beat this little nigga ass. I don't care how cold he is.
Man,
he gonna catch me a few times.
Yeah,
he gonna catch me. But if I get a hold of this nigga and he's in my reaching distance, I'm about to beat that nigga head in.
Yeah. Yeah, if we not, yeah, we talking street fighting, and yeah, but if we talking boxing, yeah, he'll get it. But
yeah, the ring, I ain't gonna deny his talent. He got it there, but street fight, oh no.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can. Well, if we gonna just go, if we gonna go on that level, just shit, pull out the pistol and shoot that nigga. Fuck it. I ain't finna do all this tussling. Hey, look, hey, why not? He's got registered hands. His hands are registered weapons, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, pull out the pistol and shoot that nigga. But yeah, I said it. Shoot Adrian Broner, goddamn it. Nah, I'm just fucking around. But on some real shit though, I do think he's corny as fuck. And I think he's whack as fuck. He can't rap for shit.
I think he has a drinking problem.
Oh, you think he's an alcoholic?
Yeah, that's what they say in the interviews. And they said that man will go out there and drink.
Yeah.
And be talking ass shit to you next day, hit you up like ain't nothing happened.
Yeah. That's
what that dude Gervonta Davis was talking about.
Oh, I believe that type of shit. Cause I know motherfuckers like that, dog.
I know people like that too. So I'm saying I think he has a drinking problem.
Yeah. Well,
like he has a talent. I believe he has a talent, but I just don't believe like when I know this is getting really off the topic, but when it comes to people wanting to be Mayweather, people hate on Mayweather. They hate Mayweather, but they don't understand. He wants people to hate. He wants people like everything he does is to promote boxing. Mm-hmm. When it comes to boxing, he's a genius.
Oh yeah.
I don't care how good of a book he can read or he can't read. He's a genius at boxing.
It's a lot of people that can read books, dog.
The what he does, people can't do. We couldn't do what he does. I'm sorry to say it. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke.
Hell no.
He stays on. He has a routine diet. He has a routine workout schedule. Like no, Broner, you can't be the next Mayweather if you're out there partying, drinking.
Yeah,
Mayweather only does this shit for show to promote a fight.
Exactly. Hey, but he do got them hoes though.
Yeah, he do got them bitches.
But I mean, shit, when you can buy and do it, you would think that. I don't know, man. Like I say, you would think that type of shit would motivate. But then, like I say, you got these young niggas who, you know, here's the thing with athletes. Every athlete wants to be a fucking rapper. Every rapper wants to be a fucking athlete. Every musician wants to be an actor. Every actor wants to be a fucking musician, and vice versa, and all these things. But you know, when it comes down to it, the only real motherfucker who was about all that shit, Master P. I know this is vaguely sports related, but do you remember Master P had a basketball shoe?
Yeah.
Master P, if I wasn't mistaken, wasn't he fucking with the Hornets for a little bit?
He was on a team.
He was on. I want to say it was the Hornets for a little bit. Man,
was it the Hornets?
I think it was. I might be wrong.
He played for one of those teams down there.
Yeah, for a little bit. I don't think he really got, on the team, but he got to do, like, I think some practices or run a couple little scrimmage games or some shit.
And it wasn't the Hornets. It's another team down there. I think it was, oh, damn. What was that team that old... Oh, man, I can't think.
Man, I'm trying to think of another team kind of like the Hornets that didn't really. Let's see, you had Charlotte, and that's before they went to New Orleans. Who was it? Who else was it? But like I say, I think it was Charlotte. I want to say it was Charlotte. But yeah, he had his little basketball show. He did his little acting thing and all that other shit. But that was just my little vague sports reference. Ain't had nothing to do with shit. Okay, so the next thing we were talking about Broner. Boxing. So you said who's coming up? We got a couple of good fights coming up. Broner's supposed to.
I don't know. I know Canelo's supposed to fight pretty soon.
Okay. Yeah, Canelo. That should be interesting. Who's he got? Who's he? They're still talking about him and trying to get him and Golovkin to do that thing. Man, after that last Golovkin fight, definitely don't believe the hype. And I think.
You talking about when he fought the dude that had cancer?
Yeah, he lost to that dude. I don't care what nobody says. Like he lost that fight.
Jacobs, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I watched that fight. And other than the knock, I didn't see the knockdown.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything I saw, Daniel Jacobs was winning that fight.
Yeah, like I say in the beginning of it was real sketchy, and they probably gave it to him in the beginning because of, he's the man. But the thing was it was a knockdown, but it was like in first, I want to say like 2 rounds, there was like no action. Jacobs was just doing a little bit more. Neither one of them really just had any action going, but what's the name just did a little bit more to to me to just, if you got to give somebody the round, you had to give it to him. But like I say, for the rest of the fight, and Golovkin knows that he didn't win that fight in a fact, because you could tell by his face in the post-fight interview, he was, happy about the win, but he didn't look like, hey, I beat that motherfucker's ass. He knew that shit could have really went kind of either way. And I think that, I think he knows that. I mean, shit, he seemed like a real guy, so, shit, I'm definitely losing my focus here because I'm fucking with this shit. Hold on one second. I wanted to get in on another topic because we said we're gonna talk about this fucking basketball and see who's going to talk about a couple of these matchups we got going, because I already went in on my my MVP tirade, so we already know how I feel about that. But I mean, we got the draft. When is the draft? On the 29th, right? Or 20-something, ain't it? When is the draft?
Not for sure.
Not for sure. Okay, so I need to find out when the draft is. But so I mean, first pick of the draft, the Texans go with a
linebacker, safety, whatever's out there better.
You think they're going defense first?
I think we should go defense first.
I want to say that because I want to keep the defense.
The reason why I say defense first because I see second and third round offensive linemen do good. But if you can get a game changer linebacker, because Cushing's getting up there in age, he's not producing like what he did before he got hurt. And Cushing is our linebacker. We got Marcellus that is doing great on the outside.
Who is that?
Whitney.
Oh, Merciless? Yeah. We got no mercy.
Merciless. I call him Marcellus.
Okay. Yeah. But here's my thing. I definitely agree. But we got to look at a couple of things. Dwayne Brown, he's getting up there. We got to find somebody who's going to replace Derek Newton, because Derek Newton ain't going to play next year. We got Nick Martin, who's essentially going to be a rookie next year, but he
didn't our linemen just beat cancer.
Daniel Quessenberry, but I don't know if he's back on the team or what. I think they kept him on the roster, to help him with the shit, but I don't know if he's back on the team or not. I don't know what's what with that. So I couldn't tell.
Nick Martin coming back?
Yeah, Nick Martin should be back. Because I was excited about him last year.
The guy that played the whole time, the Greg Maddox. What do you think about him? Should they move him to guard? He wasn't horrible.
He was he was all right. Excuse me, goddamn. I don't know, man. I just think we gonna need a lot of work on that old line. And like I said, but you just got to think about the future too, because right now we got a small window. Like I say, Dwayne is not young, and yeah, beat that ass. Dwayne's not young, so you're gonna need to find something to help replace that. Like I said, you're gonna have to replace Newton. We got a lot of missing pieces on that old line. Receiving core, we're solid. I'm cool with what we got at receiver.
Our offense is all right except for our line.
Mm-hmm.
Our tight end is decent.
But if your line ain't good, shit, your offense ain't good.
Yeah.
So that's
Brock Osweiler didn't have a line.
I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit at all. Brock Osweiler was a big fucking giraffe, dog. That motherfucker could see across the whole fucking stadium. The only thing I felt bad for Brock Osweiler was Mexico. Other than that, I have no pity for Brock Osweiler. Because we could have beat the Raiders in Mexico. We should be. We got cheated in Mexico. Like, I don't really be on that, oh, the refs are cheating shit. We got cheated in Mexico, not only by the refs, but by that fucking bullshit with that green laser light. Like, there should have been some kind of security or something in place to have been able to find out who had it. I know there was a way to find out who had it. I mean, the shit was happening all fucking game. You got cameras everywhere in these fucking stadiums. You telling me you can't find out who the fuck had a green laser light point? That affects the quality of the game, of the product that you're putting out on the field. So basically you're saying it's okay to tank the product that's out there, but you don't care because, say most of the fucking people in Mexico, they're Raiders fans. So they ain't tripping. But like I say, that right there, because that could have had implications on, the matchup at the end of the season and shit, with or without Derek Carr. So like I say, it's just that was just one game, but that's the only time I give Brock, a piece of an excuse. But multiple games where you getting into the fourth quarter, you ain't even thrown for 100 yards, dog. There's no excuse. You can't blame the coach on that shit. You can't blame when you have one of the best receivers in the fucking National Football League and motherfucker, you can't get him the goddamn ball. Like, that's unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, that's bullshit. That is you can't put that on the field, dog. Like, you can't justify that shit. Motherfucker doesn't have 100 yards passing. How do you justify that shit?
He kicked Joe Lewis's ass.
Yeah, he did kick Joe Lewis's ass. That that did happen. Brock Osweiler ain't kick nobody's ass, goddamn it. But like I say, man,
like I said, we're not gonna get a lineman in the first round.
Okay.
Might as well get a linebacker.
Well, but I'm saying yeah. You could go linebacker. I think we need to say, I think safety.
I'll take a safety too. I'll take a safety / linebacker. Now these safeties is coming down being linebackers.
But I think they said this draft though is supposed to be real good for corners. I think they said it's supposed to have a lot of corners in this draft. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. See how that works out, how that plays out. I don't know, man. Like I said, I really think that I don't know, man. I think we really need to bolster up that offensive line because we're solid. We're overall we're a solid team, but we have weaknesses in key points, and one of those key points is the like I said, the line. and the linebackers. And the linebackers, now I'm gonna say, McKinney's cool, but shit. I don't know, man. I'm just, like I said, we just got a bunch of shit that we're gonna have to fucking work on. I'm trying to check out the thing. I'm looking at the stream and it's not looking healthy. I gotta see what we got going on here.
Here's some top linebackers for you. Reuben Foster out of Alabama.
Okay.
Zach Cunningham out of Vanderbilt. Jarrett Davis out of Florida. Raekwon McMillan out of Ohio State. Blair Brown out of Ohio. Jordan Evans out of Oklahoma. Jayon Brown out of UCLA. Anthony Walker out of Northwestern. I don't even know these people, but I'm about to watch a YouTube video real quick. And the one I say, because of his name, I say we should get Raekwon McMillan because I like the name.
But yeah, that's my problem too. Because like I said, I haven't really kept up with the college game. Because like, man, I don't. My thing about college is you got to pay those players, but that's another topic. But this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna catch a break here. We're gonna tune out the live stream for it, but we got to fix some of these settings and try to figure out why we're not streaming the way we want to. But then we'll get back and we'll get back on it. So we're gonna take a little time out here, and we'll be back in a few.